Welcome to the R.W.Podcast with King Felix, which is me. Thank you for listening and watching. If you haven't seen the last two episodes, go check it out. First episode, I sit down with the homie Carlos and we get to talk about his life, his career, and the hobbies and the things that he's doing. Second episode, I get a little personal. And this third episode is the same thing. It's a continuation because so much has happened since then. It's been a while since I released an episode because of all the things that's been happening, which I will explain in this one. I had a lot of questions from people that know me, that don't know me. One of them is really what's the whole point of the podcast. And at first it started off with wanting just to talk to a lot of local people and put them out there, especially where I reside at. So put them out there, and basically try to touch as much as we can. Support each other, and have each other's back. As the second episode went on, I realized it's more than just that. It kind of just be able to. I want to talk about my experience, a lot of things in life, things that I've held in, and things that I never expressed, and hopefully it will help others be able to express instead of harbor all that negative energy in. And then throughout from the second episode into what I'm doing now, like I said, so much has happened, and part of that was the harboring of this energy and having to let go of a lot of things and really learn how to heal and move forward. Because the one thing that I know that people that hold in their pain, the sadness, we tend to end up hurting the people we love because of it. And that's not fair to them. And it's definitely not fair to us as well, because then we just hurting ourselves even more. So that was the biggest thing about the podcast. It started with wanting to go with local people, and then it turned into this. And it's still everything. I still want to talk to a lot of people that I know that are making moves and doing things in their life, which, I support and would love to share it to the world, whoever's listening. The same way how I want to talk about my experience, good and bad, and share it to the world. I hope they're listening, and to whoever's going through it, I hope it helps them move forward, and still talk about the other things that I like, video games, music, and everything else. So, that's what the whole point of this podcast is. That's why I call it Royal Word, not because of the name King Felix, but also because I'm going to keep it 100%. I'm going to talk about my flaws, my mess ups, and I'm going to talk about my greatness and my success, at the same time. So, there's no BS in that all whatsoever. One of the other questions is when I'm gonna drop the next episode, or why I'm taking so long. So one of the main reasons why I'm taking so long, if you watch the second episode, if you haven't, go check it out. But if you watch the second episode, I talked about just holding in and a lot of the family issues that was going on, and if you really watch the episode, I was still angry. I never really truly moved forward. I never truly accepted a lot of the things, and I talked about how someone in the family is passing away, and how that triggered, someone's close to passing away, and how that triggered something, an anger with the passing of my grandfather. Well, the person that was passing away was my grandmother, and as of now, when I'm recording this, she has passed away. The reason, hence the absence. But instead of it triggering that anger, I was able to talk to her a couple times. I was able to see her when she passed, and the pain was still there, but the process was easier. There was no hate. The family got together. I think for the first time in a long time that we've all talked. The person I was mad at, no longer mad at. We was able to talk. We was able to express I was able to express a lot of the things that bothered me, and we was all able to get together and reconcile and move forward. But before it got there, there was still things in me that was bothering me. That I came home and I never talked about how I was feeling with the passing of my grandmother. I kind of just play it off because once again I did this whole thing of, it wasn't that I didn't want to talk to my girl. It was the fact that for so long I just always, was raised and I grew up just knowing that whatever I'm feeling, I just gotta just deal with it later. Let me make sure the people's in the house and everything is all good, whatever the case is. But once again, like I think I said before, all that does is just hurts the kingdom, just hurts what you're trying to protect, not talking and then try to help others does not help no one at all, because at the end of the day, you're holding all this energy in and you may not know it, but you showing it. That energy is blasting and everyone can feel it. So then everyone falls back from you, but then you're thinking, what they doing? Why they're acting like this? And you're not realizing it's because of you, what you're doing. That's how it was here. So before I was able to move on with the anger towards the family members and everything that was going on before my grandmother passed away, I had to deal with literally everything that I was feeling after my grandmother passed away. And it took my girl just coming up to me, just like not taking no, not trying to curse, but not taking no shit from me. You're not taking my attitude, nothing. And I explained, just like I explained to you why. And she was like, nah, she ain't trying to hear that. Like, fucking talk. Just say what you gotta say. And just broke out. It was a man that cried. I let go of all that anger, all that sadness, all that pain. I just let go. I just let her know how I felt, how everything made me feel. And that led to a long conversation in the middle of the night. But it led to me just, letting it go. Letting it all go, just letting it flow. And I felt great. But just because I let that go doesn't mean that, the journey of healing stopped. I had to talk to the family members. I had to, we had to get with them. And the crazy thing about that is that, now we're in a group on the WhatsApp and we talk and we on video time and we chat up and all the other stuff. And that feels good because that allows us, not what I don't know about them, but that allows me to not only be able to get back to what I wanted with the family, but it allows me to talk and express myself with them. And but that process has been good since then, since talking to my girl, and then since having these family chats. It's been great. And I feel at ease. I wasn't able to speak to my grandfather, who, like the person I told you I look up to. But I was able to speak to my grandmother, the woman that I got my dancing from, my charm when it comes to just, being sociable, when I am sociable. And just the enjoyment of life, because that's who she was. She enjoyed life to the fullest. It was quality over quantity, and my mom is basically was the same way, which I get that from her as well. So like I was able to get that closure all around talking to my grandmother. I was able to get the closure of my grandfather and the closure of my grandmother passing because of that. But it took a while. I had my phone on silent for Lord knows how long. I ain't post nothing for a while. I ain't talked to nobody for a while. Because, we all grieve different. But one of the things that I know is that take your time and grieve. But don't block out the people in your life in a sense that's going to help you grieve. And I did that for like a day or two. I blocked everybody, but I blocked out the woman that I share home with. You know what I'm saying? The woman that I'm with on the daily. It's just my girl. Like like I blocked her out when, and honestly, she helped me grieve. I was able to still just go and chill on my own and kind of just get into my vibe or whatever. But I was able to do that in a better place, in a better energy, because she helped me grieve. And for anybody, it could be friends. It could be you playing video games. You just shutting off your phone in bed, watching TV shows, writing. Whatever the case, whatever makes you happy. Let that be part of your grieving process. And me personally, there's a lot of things that I didn't do as much as usual. But talking to her helped me grieve, helped me get back to a place mentally, helped me get back to a place spiritually where a part of me of all that wasn't there for a while, for a long time. And now it's different. Now I get to move. And I get to move better, move light, move with less, you can say less things on my shoulder. Nothing heavy in my heart. So I'm way more happy than I was before in my last episode. Even sometimes I may not show it in my face. I'm happy. And within that, so much has happened as well, just besides talking and all that. While I was out for bereavement now that I can say my last job, I got an offer for a job that I wanted. Something that in a career, something I have a degree for, something that I could build and be able to move forward and move myself, my family into a bigger, into a home that we could call ours. And so in the midst of all the sadness and the craziness and the slight little arguments, and then finally just and then getting away from that, and then going into from arguing to talking to opening up to the process of healing, taking those first steps in the journey of truly healing and forgiving and loving. Other things happened that were just great, like being able to leave the job that I was at, that had me angry as well every day, that was stressed every day, that was in an environment that truly I believe wasn't good and safe for me every day, into something now that I'm able, that I would enjoy working hard for, that I wouldn't mind coming home when I having to study when I come home, that even days that are frustrating at the job is still something that I know that I'll be able to deal with and love with, and I really don't have to bring that type of energy back home. I don't have to wake up and say, damn, I'm going into this. So that within itself helped with just this healing process and going forward, and it's opened up to so much more things that I used to do that was good for me that I haven't done in a while, and I can't even explain why. I don't know. It's because I felt like, I don't know if it was the energy that kind of just said forget about it. I don't know. I don't know if it just, I guess if I wasn't just feeling it, you know what I mean? It wasn't there for me, or it's forgotten, or I felt like I never had time, so I just said forget about that. But a lot of things that I used to do that were great, that was great for me, and helped with a lot of things that I'm doing now, I started doing again. One of it is writing. I used to write a lot every day. Couldn't sleep, I write. Wake up, I write. Lunch break, I write. And that's something that I'm doing again little by little. If it's not notes on the phone, on the iPhone, or, then I got a book that I just go ahead, try to come up with stories, poems. I mean, even ideas for things that I want to do with the podcast, which I have plenty of, which I'll talk about a little bit, some of the things I want to do, but not all. But the journey from the last episode to now, so much has changed, because I went from being angry at family members to being sad, not moving forward from the passing of my grandfather, from just confused and angry at so many things, and challenging myself as much as I can to be better and be better in all ways, from loving the family members, loving the people at home, be a better employee, just be a better father, everything, boyfriend, husband, just everything in life. That was the challenge, was to be better. And it was a challenge, because it was hard, because every day I try not to be angry, but I'm up to here with the job. I'm tired of the other stuff going on. Then, every day I'm hearing that my grandmother's getting worse, and I go see her, and it hurts, and I come home and I'm not talking, and the energy's weird, and I'm thinking it's her, but it's me, and and it's a mix of things, and then I didn't want to play video games. I didn't really catch the fun of it. I didn't want to talk to people, because I didn't want to hear nobody's problems. I was just whatever with it. Like, I was just so done. And as I finally got pushed or got put up against the wall, basically, not literally, but finally met face to face and being told, yo, open your mouth, talk, say something. It's just like, boom. Doing that, I was just like, damn, yo, I feel better. And going to church, I ain't gonna front. Going to church, had a service, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday, the Sunday before that, which is basically talking about going through the storm, lasting the storm, and how the storm could reveal so many things, from friends, from who you are, from and what's there in front of you when you pass it, and who you should trust, and all that, how you should move, and all that just was just good, from talking, from going to the church, and getting together with the family that haven't gotten together in a while, to getting a new job, little by little, as I just let go of the anger, as I let go of what I was harboring, as I finally opened up, broke down, because I was already broken from everything else before, but this time I broke down in a positive way. Being able to start that healing process and see things different, it felt great. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm gonna sit here and tell you, hey, I'm good. It's a journey. It's a journey, because there's gonna be times where I'm gonna remember things, and it's gonna make me sad. But it's about how. It's about how I react to it. It's about what I do next to it. It's about not just not talking about it. It's about shit. If I gotta send a text message, and be like, yo, babe, so, feeling right now, just got to me, or whatever. Yo, when I get to the crib, let's talk, or whatever. Or not even doing that, I can sit down and just write, and express that. I could come here and talk to you guys. That's what it comes down to. It just comes down to not keeping none of that negative energy in. And I'm not telling you to trust the whole world. I'm not telling you to come in on camera and do this, because Lord knows people will probably comment and criticize or man up or whatever the case is. But I don't pay no mind to that. I did man up. I manned up and became a better man by being broken, by breaking down, and by building myself up. Not only that being a man, but that's making me a stronger king. That's making my kingdom stronger. That's allowing me to guide the kids in the home. That's allowing me to make sure that my wife could trust me and rely on me, not worry about me wilding out, do something crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's allowing me to be not only better at what I want to do as my profession, and allow me to move up and make money, but allow me to get myself financially. So what I did is manning up. What I did is made me stronger spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. You know what I mean? So for you guys out there that think like, man, that shit just soft or whatever the case is, now you're wrong. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It only makes you better. It only makes whatever you have in your home better. It makes everything around you better. It makes you think about who you keep around you. You know what I'm saying? So don't let nobody tell you expressing yourself is weak or whatever the case is. Nah, it's gonna help you in many ways. Like the stigma of, a therapist and all that other type of thing. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with going to it. If you got the insurance or whatever the case is, then try it. But if you don't, there's other ways to go about things. It's all about just not listening to the negativity, and just know that there's other people out there that's going through that's going through the same thing as you, and there's people that you could talk to. Because there's people that's going through it with you, and y'all could talk and see what's up. Express. This right here is my therapy session. Besides talking to my girl, but this right here is my therapy session. Because I get to sit here, I get to tell you, I get to be vulnerable. And be able to tell you guys what's up. And then you're able to listen and be like, damn, man, you're able to understand if you're going through it. And if you're not going through it, then you're able to at least respect the fact that there's someone out here opening up and keeping it 100% with you. So yeah. So that was the reasons. Man, sorry. That was the reason why I was gone for a while. That was the reason why I haven't recorded for a while. Just all the personal stuff, but I need it. Even though it sucked that I just dropped the podcast, and I was supposed to make these videos for everyone and everything, and which allows me to help further my editing skills and all that stuff. But this was needed. Everything that has been going on for the past couple of years, that's been messing with me, that's been holding me down, that's been making me look at life different. I want to do certain things and everything. Everything came to a crashing end. Like everything just came at me at one time, and when it broke me, but it was the best thing that happened to me. Because then I had to confront everything. I had to confront every emotion. I had to confront the jobs. I had to confront, being a little, not distant, but not expressive to my girl. I had to confront that. I had to feel the pain. I had to cry. And I had to go through that storm if I could start seeing the sunshine. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad that this rough, tough summer that I started with, it's smoothing itself out. Now there's a lot of other things I gotta do health-wise and take care of other stuff. Get myself right, physically, and make sure, that I'm good, blood pressure, cholesterol, all those good things in life. We need to check ourselves, and that's main reasons my grandmother passed away. Besides just the cancer, she had so many other illnesses, and my grandfather also had some illnesses. So it's one of those things now that I took care of a lot of things emotionally, and spiritually. Now it's time to take care of myself physically, health-wise. Definitely starting changing what I eat. And I'm not gonna go cold turkey and none of that stuff, but changing what I eat is a very big deal. I love me some fried food. I love me some chicken. Love me bacon. Love me hamburgers, French fries, and all that. And we got air fryers and all that stuff. But to make things healthier, but at the end, I love me all the stuff that is bad for me, and I consume too much of it. So it's about now, physically, it's about little by little, changing my eating habit, lessening the bad things on my plate, and putting more of the good things on the plate, from the vegetables, even down from dessert. Got fruits or snacks, do the fruits and instead of the chips and stuff like that. I'm not a big soda drinker, but I do love me some soda when I eat pizza. So there's a lot of things that's gonna change. So I'm just happy that I was able to get through the summer. That just impacted my life in so many ways. From actually the first roughest time that I had in this relationship with my girl. We get together for gonna be two. It's gonna be 2 years in a couple of days, and then within that time, this is the roughest summer, and this is the toughest time we had in our relationship. And I thank her for dealing with it, but she didn't deserve it. So, as a man, as a king, there's definitely a lot of making up to do, but we stuck it out through that storm. I was able to make it through that storm and all the other storms, and now the summer's moving out. Now kids going back to school. The job is different, and now it's to get myself physically different and keep on going from there. There's other goals that I've been working on that I'm actually achieving, which I'm proud of. So, I call it on. Well, that's the reason. Now, for what's next? Is I've been working on in this downtime. I've been working on some gaming overlays, because I want to do some live streams or some recorded play as well. I want to do that with a couple friends of mine. I call it before I go there, I was asked about the other podcast that I'm in. I'm not gonna say that I was, because I'm not saying that it's done for. There's a podcast that I got with a couple close friends of mine called Not Your Average Otaku's Podcast, R.W.Podcast. I think we dropped about 25, close to 30 episodes, and it stopped. We're not done, but life did hit all of us in many different ways. It's not for me to speak for them about what's going on in their life, you know what I'm saying? But no one here is rich. we do have to go to work 8 hours, sometimes even more, a day. We all have kids. Married, not married, but we all have families. We all live, with our families, with the kids and our girls. And sometimes life just hit. Not saying that it's done, but it's a lot of things that we got to take care of personally in our own lives and personally with the podcast. There's a lot of things that we got to do before bringing it back. I don't want to bring it back with when there's a lot of distractions and there's a lot of situations that are not resolved. Once we get all that going, which it'll take time, it is what it is, we will come back and we will drop new episodes, and we make sure that we'll continue giving the content that we was giving. Just for guys, I ain't gonna say old guys, 'cause we ain't that old, but 4 guys that are fathers, boyfriends, husbands, but we all kings. But boyfriends, husbands who love the video game life, who love watching the animes. We love all the nerdy stuff, the sci-fi shows, the Comic-Cons, all types of stuff. We love all that. So we will be back, and we will be goofy like we were before. We will be cracking on each other like we always have, and that we still do. And y'all gonna enjoy it. All right? That's a fact. We just need to get a lot of things done in our own personal lives, and when we get together with the project. So don't worry about Not Your Average Otaku's Podcast. The page is still up. I call it but for the time being, we're just working on ourselves. But I promise we will come back. We'll come back. But back to what I was saying about what I got going on next. So I am working on to release some gaming recordings, or even live stream. I do play a lot of RPG games, JRPG games, but I definitely gonna play a lot of multiplayer games with some friends of mine. My boys from the R.W.Podcast, go check them out. I had the description down below for them, but my boys from the R.W.Podcast, we will link up and we're gonna live stream, and of course from our brothers from the Not Your Average Otaku's podcast, we're gonna link up and you're gonna get to hear all the craziness and the fun and stuff like that. So that's a big deal. I do have other interviews lined up that I want to do, but they're busy as well, such as I am. But we will get it going. We will get it right. What else? With my boy Carlos, Crom the Gray, there for the first episode. I am gonna work on some things with him. I'm not gonna say what, but I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be chill. It's the homie. Please check out his page, Crom the Gray, on Instagram. You get to see his photos. You get to see his little animal skills and so forth and so on. Follow him. Trust me. He's a character, man. I tell you that much. I call it. I did want to talk about all the games that were just like announced at the beginning of the summer. I will do that. I'm going to do that on my next episode, I presume, if I'm correct. I got a lot of things there written down, so I do want to do that on my next episode. I want to talk about not all the games that were shown from the beginning of the summer to now, but at least the games that intrigued me. And then, if anything, I would do, the other games. That's a little, side thing of what looks good, what might be good. But the games that intrigued me, I definitely want to talk about on that for sure. And yeah, that's it. I just wanted to drop this to make sure that let you guys know that no, I have not given up. I have not quit. The silence on the video was, not on purpose. As I wasn't being lazy. Personal things did happen, and personal things I had to deal with, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad that I took the time out from a lot of the stuff and was able to deal with that. So now it's about walking down this path, this journey, and start to hustle in a lot of things, man, because it's gonna be a busy rest of the year. I tell you that much. But I appreciate you listening. If you made it to the end, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the people that hit me up. For everyone that I didn't talk to, don't take it personal. But how I was feeling, I wouldn't be the person to talk to. Probably would have got snapped on and everything, and no one deserves that. And good thing I don't got a soft ass queen that lives with me, so she ain't let me just say whatever. So she, you know what I'm saying. But that's what I needed. Sometimes you need someone tough in your life, let you realize, hey yo, you slipping, and that I was slipping. And nah, I'm good. I'm walking down this path, and we're gonna be good. This journey's gonna be dope. Yeah, it's a lot of things that's gonna be happening. I got a lot of studying to do outside of work and for work. Got some videos to come up with. A lot of things I'm gonna be doing that as well, and a lot of streaming. So it's gonna be a busy rest of the year and the year after that, but we're gonna do this. I'm here, all right? So hit that like button, smash that notification bell so you get notified when I drop these episodes, from personal, from fun time going, from the game streaming and everything, because everything's gonna be one page. So hit that notification button, all notifications, man, all notifications. Subscribe. Come on now, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You can't like and notification, not subscribe. You gotta subscribe and then leave a comment. Tell me what's up. You know what I mean? Tell me Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to hear. Oh, another thing, I will be talking about music. Not just hip hop or nothing. All types of music. I love R&B. R&B is my joint, but even video game music. I'm not good with bands, but I love a lot of rock and roll and alternative rock or whatever the case is. But yeah, subscribe, like, notification, leave a comment, holla at me, and till next time.